Peace and beautiful blessings. Welcome back. I have been wanting to share this deck with you for quite some time now. The Moonlight Dream Tarot is a beautiful, beautiful deck. Great addition to my collection. I love it for so many reasons. The imagery is beautiful. I love the color palette. I love the quality. I love the guidebook. It's like there's so many things to love about this deck. So I'm going to share the cards with you. Yeah, it's been busy. Today was a good day. This, like, Spiritual Love Tarot is literally my therapy. It's very grounding for me. One of the things, I kind of had taken a break reading, especially for other people, and even myself. Like, I wasn't reading for myself in the same way. And then working with Kim through her Poised to Leap program. She's Abundant Life Tarot, and just really having that community to like lean into, that really helped me find my way back to my practice. And one of my goals this year was to really anchor into my divination practice, my spiritual practices. And so I've been doing that. And this channel basically just kind of allows me to just share that part of myself and kind of hold myself accountable in the process too. Something keeps crackling, so I'm looking, like, trying to figure out what it is. But I have wanted to record this for the past few days. I shared a little teaser of it. Initially, I was trying to record it without me being on the camera, but the lighting was off and it wasn't really capturing the cards. So I was like, I'm gonna just do it this way and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. So what have I been up to? I just want to share, well, I shared an update video. There are some other things that were popping up as I was sitting about to press record, but maybe they'll just come up through the sharing of the cards. So what drew me to this deck was I saw it on Etsy and I was like, oh my gosh, that's just really pretty. I seen just a couple of the cards and I bought it. And then I was like, I was supposed to like do more research and look at the deck, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's probably just going to be like a Marseille style or Pip deck. And that's not really what I like love in a deck. So I went back and looked at it and I was just like blown away. I was like, I cannot wait for this deck to get here. And it did not disappoint. Okay, it did not. So there are 82 cards, because it includes 4 extra cards. And let's just get into it, okay? I'm gonna start with the guidebook. Actually, let's look at the beautiful box. It's got the magnetic clasp, so it keeps the cards nice and safe. I really do like this style box because I've had it before where I pick up a box and maybe it's just a clasp, maybe there's no magnet or just whatever, and sometimes the cards may fall out or because the top lifts off or whatever. So I do like the tuck boxes with the magnet, and it keeps the cards very safe. They got here no dings, no damages, so really grateful for that. It shows the 4 extra cards there. Some beautiful words on the back. Welcome to the Moonlight Dream Tarot. We designed the Moonlight Dream Tarot with deep reverence for the timeless symbolism and structure of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, while infusing it with the magic of moonlight and the mystery of dreams. And those are 2 things that I really, really love. I do a lot of dream analysis and readings around my dreams. So I thought this would be really great to work with specifically for that. I have always had really vivid dreams. So I do have a dream journal, and depending, like, sometimes I can review the dream and I'll know what it means. But sometimes I have dreams where I'm like, okay, well, who is this person and what did this represent? And just asking deeper and different questions. So I'll pull out some cards and do a reading. And then I love doing dream interpretation. So that's one of the things that really drew me to this deck. To create a deeper connection, the Moonlight Dream Tarot merges ancient symbolism with the soft glow of moonlight, offering you a gentle guide through life's mysteries and encouraging personal reflection. And I like that this deck has a very soft approach to shadow work. It's, once you see the cards, you'll understand. And I was trying to, and I don't mean soft as in, I guess like it's gentle, like you can still dive into, you know, harsher topics and subjects with, you know, with any deck really. So I think that this would work really well for those liminal, shadow, and like dream readings for me. This deck invites you to step into a world where intuition reigns and where the soft glow of the moon illuminates your path, helping you explore the hidden truths and the inner wisdom that lie within, allowing the moon's quiet light to guide just as softly as it illuminates the night. So it says Team Hermit Haven. In the guidebook, the creator signed their name George. I have to go back and look at the Etsy shop. I literally just was like, immediate add to cart and got it home. But here's the guide. Look at that beautiful, beautiful artwork. The Moonlight Dream Tarot. I shared in my tarot origin story kind of how, I guess, my initiatory practices were working with angels, doing angel work, candle work, and working with the moon. And so I feel like this kind of also helps bring me back and ground me into my original like practices. So I love this guidebook because it is packed with information. The creator has a letter to you, the dreamer, and then it talks about working with the Moonlight Dream Tarot. Then it goes into the major arcana and the minor arcana, and then it talks about the extra cards. So if you are a complete beginner, there is a ton of information about the deck, which I really appreciate because the intention that the creator has for this deck is woven into each card. Like you can clearly see that this was a very well thought out, very well designed deck, and I freaking love it. I will say there are very few decks that I love, but I know that this would be in my forever pile. I've been trying to categorize my decks into ones that are forever, meaning like I would never, ever, ever give them away under any circumstances. Ones that I would like to keep, but you know, I could give it away, I could sell it. Ones that I'm like ready to give away. So I know my forever ones, this definitely went in that pile, and I still have a lot of them to like go through, which is why I really wanted to work with my collection to see like what's the connection to this deck. You know, what purpose is it serving? And is this something that I can continue to carry on? Because I really want to lighten my load this year so that I can achieve another goal. And I got to take my tarot babies with me. So, you know, I'm just trying to feel into what would having a lighter collection be like. Anyway, so, okay. So the creator talks about why Moonlight and Dreams, what makes the deck special, and journeying through light and shadow, and offers an invitation. I always appreciate when like a deck creator like really curates almost like a world or a language with their deck, and that's what the Moonlight Dream Tarot does. So then I love this part because working with the deck, if you're completely new to tarot, it gives some great preliminary information onto the deck structure, what is tarot, upright, reversals, how to connect with the deck, cleansing the deck, when to cleanse it and clear it, shuffling, the different techniques, how to pull cards, doing a reading, interpreting the like following your intuition. There are some spreads in here, and there's even some information on how to like develop your confidence, on journaling, as well as talks about like common misconceptions with tarot. So it like provides a good bit of information before we even get into the meanings. One of the things I love most is how the creator breaks down, let's see if I can get it to focus, the different symbols within each card. So each page has a smaller color image of the card, and then it just talks about the symbols and what that means. I really love that. So this is the Fool, and there are stars spilling out of the backpack, and that's the potential and resources available to the dreamer or the Fool. So there's a paragraph that describes the card, and then it gives the upright keywords and then an upright interpretation or meaning, and the same thing for the reversals. And it does that for every single card in the deck. So I really love that this is a nice and meaty guidebook. For it to be so tiny, they packed it full of amazing information for any tarot enthusiast at any level. So I'm gonna talk about the extra cards a little bit later and different ways that I intend on working with them. So I got really excited when I saw those because they have their own intention and they're actually tools that we can use. And so I've got some creative ways that I would like to work with those particular cards. I'm so excited. Okay, I gotta calm down. Without further ado, like, first of all, like, look at that. Do you see it? Ah! I am a sucker for gilded edges. Like, oh, I love that. I know with use and shuffling, it's gonna wear off, but still, like, just that added, look at the rainbow. Okay, just that added touch makes it that much better. All right, so we start with the Fool. I love the stardust effect and how it just kind of lights everything up. And I love the color palette, the different shades of like the blue, and I don't know, it's very simple, but very rich with information and details at the same time. And then this is the Magician. He's got all the tools on the table there. And I guess that looks like, was that water before? Yeah, he's standing out in front of a river. And then there's the mountains off in the distance there. You can see like the channeling the energy down. And there we have the High Priestess. I love that she's like a kind of shadow figure. Like we can't see exactly who she is. And there's the Empress. I love the lotus around her womb and just all of the energy around her crown. The beautiful wildflowers there by her. How connected she is to earth, very grounded. And then we have the Emperor. I love this. At first, the sky made me think of dandelions. And how, like, you know, the seeds can scatter, but then it also reminded me of like a firework, which definitely aligns with like the Aries and Emperor energy too. And that's his, what, solar, yeah, about the solar plexus, where that power is coming from. And there we have the Hierophant. The Lovers. I like how that is like love growing, and it makes me think of like the different memories that they've created together. And then there's the Chariot. I love the reflection on the bottom. This reminded me of like Cinderella with the carriage and all of that. I don't know why that's what popped to mind, but Disney came to mind when I saw this. And there we have the Strength card. And what I love about this is how she is like bowing to the lion. Like, I trust that I'm safe here. I don't have to be afraid. Like, I don't know, there's something about like surrender that's coming up with this card, which is a different way of looking at strength. the inner strength. And I think what it's telling me at this stage of my life is that sometimes we need to surrender to that more primal nature, and in the sense where it's okay to have to, like, a lot of times we're taught like our strength is in being gentle and meek and mild, and sometimes there is the need for you to display your strength that is loud, that is bold, that is very daring. So I thought that was very interesting how there's that different energy just with how she's kind of bowing before the lion there. And there we have the Hermit. He's got an hourglass and a lantern. Is that an hourglass? Yeah. And his staff. And I like how he's illuminated too, if you can kind of see that little halo around him. This is one of my favorite cards. This is the Wheel of Fortune. You can see like the cycle of life. There's like the baby and then the older person. And I like the constellations and the eye and just how, it's just, I like it. I like it. I feel like these are spirit guides. So like no matter what, where the wheel is in our life, like we always have, you know, spirit is always there guiding and protecting us. This card is beautiful. Like this is a very well crafted deck. The artwork, it's wow. It's just beautiful. And the thing, like, I can't tell if they are materializing from the wheel or if the wheel is like taking them away, if they're like disintegrating back into that vortex, or if they're coming out of the vortex. I think it just depends on how it's read, or like what the energy is around it. And I like how, right, there's the eye, kind of like the all-seeing eye. So it's always like spirit is always there and always present. There's no coincidences, you know, things happen as they are supposed to. And I like that the eye looks kind of sleepy. Like it's not like a wide awake eye. It's kind of like a kind of eyes low, eyes low eye. Maybe it's like mid blink. Okay, next up is Justice. So when I see this, I wonder, like, what is she looking at? Because her head is down like this. So it's like she's preparing to like give an opinion or to strike out with her sword, but it looks like she's in thought, like she's considering the evidence, reviewing the options. Let me see. I want to see if they say anything in particular about what she could be thinking or doing. No, it doesn't really talk about that. A majestic goddess of justice holds a sword with a scale placed beside her. The scale symbolizes balance and fairness, while the sword represents decisiveness and truth. She wears a solemn robe representing dignity and sacredness. Two tall stone pillars in the background symbolize law and order. The scene, in an atmosphere of solemnity and justice, showcases themes of balance, fairness, and decisiveness. So yeah, I don't know why I keep thinking like thought and idea and processing, like weighing things out. She's not just going to do something on impulse. Like she needs to like really think things through and make sure she's making the right decision. So it's almost like she's readying herself to either stand up, to say something to someone, or to take action with her sword. And there is the Hanged Man. I like this so much with the reflection of the moon beneath him. And there's Death. This is a pretty Death card. Like, this screams transformation and renewal, and I don't know, it feels like very sacred for some reason. But yeah, there's Death on the white horse. We've got Temperance, absolutely beautiful wings, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at the little bird. I like the wateriness of this too. It's very, I don't know, like a lot of times we think of like, I guess, yeah, water, subconscious. But I guess because I analyze dreams, I'm thinking about them, right? So, but yeah, seeing the water, I think makes a lot of sense when we're in the subconscious and in the dreamscape where things are very fluid. And then the moon has an impact on water, so there's that too. Here's the Devil. And one of the things that I noticed is that there's a shadowy figure like behind him, or that's what it looks like to me. So yeah, I want to see what the guidebook says about the Devil. Yeah, so basically the same, like bondage and temptation. But for me, like I see someone right back there. And it's like everyone's like, I don't know, I feel like they're in a mask, but I feel like this back here is more the devil. And like these beings or people are being influenced by, like, it's hard to explain, but it's like, what's that saying? Every new level, new devil. I think that's what's coming through for me. Like, I don't know, like my eye is drawn back here because, right, when we see, like they say, like the devil doesn't come, you know, with a pitchfork and horns. It looks like the thing you want the most, or the thing that's like, oh my gosh, like, wow, this is almost perfect. And so that's how we kind of get trapped or caught up, because it doesn't present to us as what it is. Yeah, I don't know. This is, yeah, something I gotta sit with for a while. And so here is the Tower. I thought that this was so interesting because there's the person falling, and then there's the person here. Like, they're not panicking, but you can clearly see like the person is falling. And I feel like that's the ego that like was at the top of the tower. They thought like, yeah, I made it. I did all this myself. And so it got struck down. And it's like almost like a humbling experience. And then the higher self is there like, okay, like I'm going to catch you. We're safe. So there's the Tower. I love this one too, the Star. Look how beautiful this is. And then there's the Moon. Look how giant and just huge and beautiful that moon is. And realistic looking too. And there's the sun. Love all the sunflowers. That's huge as well. This is my second favorite card of the majors in this deck. And I've never liked a judgment card, but this one here just, I love this card. Like, this is just so, so beautiful. So there's Judgment and the World. It's beautiful. All right, so those were the majors. All right, I'm gonna hopefully get through this so that I'm not on here forever. We've got the Ace of Wands. There's the Two of Wands. There's the Three of Wands. Look at the Four of Wands, beautiful bonfire under the full moon. Yes, look at all the magic happening. And then we've got the Five of Wands. The Six. There's the Seven of Wands. The Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands. I love this because there were plenty a night where like I was stressed and I couldn't sleep. And so I used to go for like walks late at night under the full moon. And it was so healing and therapeutic. And I would get so much clarity. It was just like, I just can't even explain it. But it's like the world was quiet. It was just me and the moon and the way the light just cast over everything. It was, yeah, those are my favorite, like late night full moon walks. So I love this card too. And then there's the Ten of Wands. And I like that they're not necessarily overburdened by what they're having to carry as much as it is like, wow, I still have a long way to go. Like, yeah, it would be easier if he didn't have to carry the basket, but that kind of pales in comparison to the work that is still going to be needed to get all the way up there, and how far they've already had to come just to get to this point and still have more to go. So there is the Page of Wands. I love the rainbow at the top. And there's the Knight of Wands. They kind of have on like a graduation cap and a little, is that a little rainbow? Or a little moon on the hoof? I wonder what that is. Knight of Wands. Okay, it is a spark under the hoof to symbolize passion and energy, highlighting the fire element of the wands. That makes total sense. Love it. There's the Queen. Look, she's sitting on the, or beside the lion. I was going to say on the lion, but I think she's sitting beside the lion. And there is the King of Wands. Look at that crown on his head and the fireworks. All right, so now we have the Ace of Cups. That's so beautiful because you can barely see like the cup, but it is there. And there's these little droplets of water coming from like the ethers. That's so beautiful. Then there's the Two of Cups. I love this when I saw it because this kind of looks like they're in a cup, but they have their cups there, and then you can see like the moon and the reflection and the sky and the reflect. Just absolutely gorgeous. Then there's the Three of Chalices. The Four of Chalices, so beautiful. This reminds me of the Outer Banks. There's a lighthouse and off in the distance, and there's a lot of, yeah, it's so beautiful. This reminds me of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. There's the Five of Chalices. He is like, what? Like that head hang, it's bad for your neck and your posture, but that's like just, I know that feeling. I know that feeling where you're just like, dang. And there's the Six of Chalices. This is so beautiful. I like the balloons and the lanterns. Oh, I guess those would, yeah. There's the Seven of Chalices. I love the rainbow. And there is the Eight of Chalices. And there's the Nine. It's like they're made their own like grand chalice, and you can see the infinity symbol in there. And they're just like, how peaceful and blissful is that? Coming from their third eye. That is ultimate bliss right there. And then we have the Ten of Chalices. I don't know why this feels like a trip to Disneyland, but it does. Probably because like the little castle in the background. But absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here we have the Page of Chalices. Look at the unicorn and the Knight of Chalices. So powerful. And then there's the Queen of Chalices. Is that a dolphin back there? It is. Oh my God, I love it. Unicorns and dolphins. And there is the King. And I think, yeah, that's a swan. Uh-oh. A swan there with the King. And now we're getting into the swords. Let me put my earring back where it belongs. We've got the Ace of Swords. There's the Two of Swords. The Three of Swords. I love this so much. The stormy heart. And then you've got like the storm surrounding it, but then it's starting to break up and you can see the sky. I love it. And then I love this Four of Swords too. So gorgeous. And the Five of Swords. Look at that. Okay, there's the Six of Swords. I like the lighthouse there. And there is the Seven of Swords. And then there's the Eight of Swords. It looks like you're stuck, but you're absolutely not. You've got lots of options and possibilities. And then there is the Nine of Swords. And there's the Ten of Swords. I like how you can kind of see, I think, what's that, the sun coming up over the mountain. What is on there? There's something inscribed, but I can't tell what it says. It's probably just decorative inscription. But I like how there's like wildflowers growing around the headstone. And there's the Page of Swords. We've got the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. And then we get into the Pentacles and then the 4 bonus cards. So let me move these over. So there is the Ace. I love that. Look at that. The 2 of Pentacles. There's the 3 of Pentacles. You've got the Pentacles, you've got the stars, you've got the 3 people working together. This to me feels like manifestation. It feels like she's like, one day I'm going to live in that castle, or one day I'm going to own the whole place. And she's just looking at it and she's calling it into her. I love this 5 of Pentacles. Because this to me doesn't embody like poverty the way like a traditional card does. It's more like, I don't know, because like, right, this is saying like life's hard. The journey is not easy. And that of course can include poverty and homelessness and all of those things, right? But I don't know, it's just the way that this is depicted to me. It's just like, they're so small in comparison to the landscape and even in comparison to the chapel, where it's like abundant help is available, you know? And then the door is open. So if they want to get out of the cold, then they can go in there. And there is the 6 of Pentacles. I really like that there's not a person giving out the pentacles. They're coming from above. I like that a lot. But one of the things I noticed, like this figure is more in the shadow. This one has a little more light on them. So it's like, he feels more abundant. Like he's like, oh man, look, you know, I've got food, I've got whatever this is on my plate. Whereas he's looking at it like, man, like, yeah, I got something, but see like how his head is more illuminated and his is not as bright. So I feel like it's the 2 different ways of looking at things as well. So there's the 7 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles. There's the 9 of Pentacles. I wonder, is this the same person that was in the 4? Because now she's right there in it. And there is the 10 of Pentacles. We've got the Page, the Knight, the Queen. Look at the little bunny back there. And there is the King. It's interesting as I'm looking at the King, he's almost like, okay, like, how can I expand? Like looking over like everything that he's accomplished, and he's like, okay, like I still have more. I can still do more. How, you know, with this pentacle, how can I multiply my resources? Like he's really like sitting and thinking about his next move and how he can improve upon what he already has. I like this deck so much. Okay, so we've got the 4 bonus cards. Look how pretty they are. This is the Moonlight charging card. I like how like the little magical light is coming from the moon, charging up the crystal down there. And then there is the Moonlight Purification card, big clear quartz to purify energy. Then there is the Moonlight Manifestation card, as above, so below. Love it. And then there is the Silver Thread Connection card. So this is the beautiful Moonlight Dream Tarot. I love it. It is phenomenal deck. Oh my gosh. I love the cardstock is that like linen finish. I haven't shuffled it, but the cards have a good amount of give, so they shouldn't be very hard to shuffle one way or another. Like I said, it has the gilded edges. Ooh la la. And this is the back of the card. Isn't that so pretty? So yeah, these are yeah, I like this deck so much. So that's it. That was a peek at the Moonlight Dream Tarot. I cannot wait to clear it, cleanse it, charge it, and do some dream readings with it just to kind of see. Well, I need to do a deck interview with it, and then get into some dream readings. So I'm so glad I got to sit down and do this because I've been like, wanting to make time for this. So very grateful. All right, that is it for now. I'm looking forward to coming back and talking to you again soon, so stay tuned. Let me know what you thought of the deck, if there are any particular readings that you would like to see me do for the collective, and yeah, until next time, peace.